Welcome to One Chemistry. Always try to do your best. Now, let us see about 100 conversion in organic chemistry. We are seeing it as episode. This is the episode number 118. If you didn't watch previous episodes, I encourage you to go and see. Here, we solve 5 problems step by step. Stay tuned. Let us see the question number 1. The starting metal is cyclohexanone attached with side chain. It has 3 carbon more. You are using the light, they ask you to find the product. The products that they asked is whether the bicyclic ring closure is occur, or just a double bond formation at side chain, or the unspecified double bond formation at the side chain, or a ring closure with side chain and carbonyl. So there are the 4 possibilities. So from the carbonyl and side chain and light, you might think of naming reaction involved here. Here ring closure possibility also asked. The answer is D. Let us see how. The starting metal you are having cyclohexanone and you have gamma hydrogen. So you might think of Norris type 2 reaction. In Norris type 2 reaction, the hydrogen should be on proper 6-member state. So we redraw the reacting material. So we redraw it and keeping the oxygen and hydrogen nearby. If you use the light, the diradical is formed. Then the delta hydrogen transfer is occur. Since it is available, delta hydrogen transfer is possible. So the delta hydrogen transfer through the transition state. Then you have 2 radical unquenched. What should you do with that one? So it quenched by combining. So if you combine, you have 4-member ring with alcohol formation. Here you have to learn 2 important things. One is if you have carbonyl and gamma hydrogen, you might think of Norris type 2 reaction. Second thing is radical quenching. If you have radical inside the system, it has to be quenched by any means. So through the radical formation, ring is closed there. So you have 4-member ring formation. Then the question number 2. The starting metal is dibromocyclohexane. You have tertiary butoxide as the reagent. Here starting metal in the trans form. They ask you to find the product. They asked whether 1 bromine is eliminated or 2 bromine is eliminated or just a O substitution reaction in the system or di substitution reaction in the system. So from the reactant to product you might guess regioselective elimination of Br is the real key here. The answer is B. Let us see how. You have starting metal dibromocyclohexane. So if you redraw in the chair form, it comes in the equatorial position because equatorial position is very stable. But we are thinking of bromine elimination, so it should be drawn as the axial position. So it needs trans relationship for anti-periplanar elimination. So bromine we draw with axial bond. So where is the anti-hydrogen is available? Nearby carbons. So the elimination occur, both bromine can be eliminated by anti-periplanar way. Here I shown separately what is meant by anti-periplanar. So it removed easily. So you have dialkene formation. So if you redraw nicely, answer is B. Here you have to learn 2 important things. Whenever you have cyclohexane system, you have to imagine the chair form. Second thing is bromine elimination. Bromine elimination in the base condition, it is an anti-periplanar elimination. So you have to redraw the structure. Even though it's a minor product, you have to redraw in such a way that elimination is possible. Then the question number 3. The starting metal is benzene attached with methoxide and amine with CBZ protecting group and the acetate with tertiary butyl substitution. You are using fluorinated acetic acid. They ask you to find the product. The products are mostly about where the acid will attack. The acid will attack methoxide or tertiary butyl group or the amine. So what really happened after leaving? Whether the phenol formation or the amine formation or the acid formation. So from the reactant to product you might guess where is the reaction center. The answer is D. Let us see how. The starting metal you have acid group, amine group and ester group. You are using the acid there. So we redraw the structure with tertiary butyl group. You are using acid. Acid can react with only ester there. Why? Because MEOH will undergo asymmetric bond breaking. Here phenol is the possibility, but the phenol not given with the desired one. Here asymmetric protonation occur if you use acetic acid. It is not in the system. So amine cannot be removed. The protecting group cannot be removed because you have to use palladium carbon with hydrogen. Normally it's a deproduction reaction there. So the removal of amine is not possible. So the only possibility is the tertiary butyl group. Here tertiary butyl group breaks, you have side cation and acid formation. The cation can be easily conjugated to the alkene there. So stable product and the possible product. So the answer is clearly D. The reaction center is ester there. Here you have to learn two important things. One is you have to know how to deproduct the CpZ. CpZ is the protecting group for amine. It is a substituted benzene. So if you use palladium carbon, it will be removed from the system. Second thing is stability of the side product. Here stability of the side product dictate the reaction. Here side product is alkene, which is a stable one after H plus elimination. So side product dictate the product here. Then the question number 4, the starting middle is benzene attached with methoxy groups. You are having 5-member ring with side chain carbonyl and nitrogen. You are using acid. They ask how the reaction proceeded further, whether spiro compound is formed or the ring fusion occur, or ring fusion occur with the first carbon, second carbon or the third carbon. So there are the ring closure possibilities. So all the products suggest that the regioselective ring closure definitely occurs here. So you have to understand that all the products suggested that the regioselective ring closure is occurred. The answer is B. Let us see how. The starting metal you are having nitrogen, which is a very good leaving group. So it has to have little trigger. So it can be kicked out of system by the lone pair donation from the methoxy group. This is the only possibility. There is no other trigger there. So the lone pair participate in the system and electron travels, you have nitrogen removal. So what really happens is you are establishing a new bond between benzene and the side chain. So the oxygen lone pair assists the nitrogen leaving. So it also promotes the ring closure there. Next step, if you are using acetic acid, it removes the methyl from methoxy group. So you have to conjugate the charges, it forms a ketone there. So if you read it nicely, you have the answer B. Here you have to learn two important things. Whenever you have nitrogen N2, you have to think of it as a leaving group. So you have to somehow trigger the leaving. Second thing is charge quenching. Somehow you have to quench the charges. Always a neutral or less charge is stable. Here neutralization occurs due to the methyl elimination. Then the question number 5. The starting middle is phenol attached with para position ethyl group. You are using chloroform and potassium hydroxide. Next step, you are using peroxide and base. Here they ask you to find the product. The products are new OH introduced in the system, which is in the ortho or the meta, or the acid introduced in the system in ortho or the meta. So from the chloroform and KOH and alcohol, you might think of a naming reaction. And the unusual product is formed, you might think of another naming reaction. So there are the two naming reactions involved in this one. The answer is A. Let us see how. The starting metal you are having chloroform and KOH, there can be the possibility of carbene formation. So it's a Remer-Tiemann reaction, electron deficient carbene there. So what really happened, it has to be substituted in the ring. But there are the two possibilities, whether it will attack in the ortho position or the meta position there. Here, according to the basic organic chemistry, mesomeric effect is stronger than inductive effect, because the electron density on the lone pair is very higher than the inductive, which is the partial one. So OH lone pair makes the ortho position very good electron density. So the reaction occurred at the ortho position, you have the CHCl2 attachment. Next step, you are hydrolyzing it, you have the OH formation. After the KOH treatment, it becomes alcohol. So if you heat it up, you have the carbonyl formation. So the carbonyl is formed. Next step, you are using peroxide and NaOH. Peroxide attacks the carbonyl carbon. So you have new COO bond formed. In docking reaction, the carbon transition occurs. You have COO minus removal. Final product is alcohol there. If you are interested, study the mechanism separately. It will be a little bit complex with multiple steps. Here, you have to learn two important things. One is the mesomeric effect is stronger than inductive effect because of the electron density. Mesomeric effect always have whole electron and inductive effect always have partial electron. Second thing is docking reaction. Docking reaction is the kind of rearrangement you have to imagine carbonyl group to alcohol there. So you are removing the carbon from the system. So it's a very important one. That's all from this episode. I hope it was easy. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below. Stay tuned for next episode.